Level up, NGPs, and welcome back. I think we're doing this wrong.
This ain't right.
No, not at all. Wait.
Level up, and welcome back to another episode of Save Before Quitting. We are back.
This feels better. This direction feels better.
Much better.
Yeah.
We're back in person as well. It's been months.
Yes.
Because of life, which we've talked about last episode. If you'd like to catch up with that, go there. Maybe we'll do a Patreon episode of it because we still got to do some of those.
I know. Even since the last episode, life keeps trying to take us out for some reason.
Yeah. We'll talk about how life's trying to take us out on the Patreon.
Yeah.
We'll record that sometime this week.
What are you doing tomorrow during the day?
Nothing.
I might be able to carve out a time during the day.
So Patreon podcast coming soon. Speaking of that, you can follow us on all social media at savebeforequitting over on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube.
Titty.
Thank you so
gang.
much. You can also check out our merch at savebeforequitting fully spelled out.com. We got hats like the one that Ant's wearing right now. We got t-shirts, hoodies, baby clothes for some reason, keychains,
socks,
bottles.
Yeah.
All of that and more. Maybe more coming soon. I don't know.
Listen, as long as some other wild ailment doesn't jump out of the tall grass like a Pokemon, I think we'll be all right.
I don't know. We'll see what happens after next month. But anyway,
yeah.
Jesus Christ. But you can also check out our Patreon, like we said earlier, patreon.com/save4quitting, where you get 2 extra podcasts a month when we're not getting taken out by life, not the board game, but the actual world.
At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if the board game just attacked me randomly.
Honestly, yeah, it's pretty valid. But we're also going to be adding the news slides to the Patreon as well, so you guys can see what we're talking about on the news.
How we see behind the curtain, how we set up the news segment.
Little extra bonuses for y'all. So if you check that out, it helps us out. Every single cent goes back into the show. What else do we shill? I don't know if there's anything else we shill.
Save Before Quitting, all the way spelled out. .com. You said that?
Yeah, those are merch, yeah. Oh, join our Discord.
Yeah.
The link is down in the description. It's a fun time. A lot of people in there. I used the events thing for the first time the other day, which is a new thing in Discord for streams. So we'll be doing that a little bit more.
We've been using the game suggestions thing too lately.
Oh, yeah.
That's been cool. And
then weekly purchases as always. If you got any nerdy bullshit that you picked up this week, you want to post it there and we can all judge you for your nerdy purchases. I'm making a little bit less nowadays, but here we are. Either way, we'll post it there and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
I think that is everything. I didn't forget anything else. So we're going to get right into the show this time because it's all business, no pleasure.
No pleasure.
Except for the pleasure of what we've been playing this week. So,
awesome.
What you been playing this week?
Segue.
I still got it.
You do. It's like riding a bike. So that setup snafu was kind of crazy, but we still got it. It's crazy. I haven't been playing. I don't want to say anything of note. I've been downloading a lot of my wish list has become available or on sale. So I've just been doing a lot of downloading. Playing them is a different story, but I've been doing a lot of downloading. But what I've been delving into lately is ROM hacks. So they made these extra hard ROM hacks of Mario World, or not Kaizo hard, but they're still Nintendo would have made them, but this is hard mode Mario World.
Okay.
So I've been having a little bit of fun with that. Just figuring out how to use the Steam Deck to patch ROMs and make them into custom games.
That's pretty dope.
So I've been playing a lot of custom games I've been finding online, and that's been super fun.
Hell yeah.
Super fun. It's it's like an unofficial sequel to the old games we used to play.
That's pretty cool. I dig that. I haven't touched my Steam Deck in so long that I feel like I need to get back into that. So I might be taking some notes from you. Do a stream where you do your ROMs and stuff. That'd be a fun time where you're just like, this is how you do it.
That's fine. It's so much easier now versus, I want to say, that's Romeo being weird upstairs. It's so much easier now versus like he does it every time I talk. Anyway, sorry. You can cut this together.
Prancing Romeo upstairs, just like, fuck you, Dad.
I know. Anyway,
You tried to trip on me earlier? Fuck you.
It's his fault. It's so much easier now than 20 years ago, like when I was downloading old games and you had to get the ROM file. So if it's Super Nintendo, I think it's called like an SMC file, .smc file, and then the ROM, the hack or the patch would be like a .ips file, and you would have to rename both of the ROM, both the same thing. If I'm remembering correctly, again, this was like 2 decades ago, like when I was at my mom's house, and then when the emulator reads the ROM, it pretty much patches it as it loads it.
Gotcha.
Because it reads
like
both things. Yeah. But now, and I just found this out 2 weeks ago because I haven't done it like since. There's just a website. It's like, all right, it'll like, you know how if you want to upload something, it just finds it on your computer. Like you hit the upload button, like file directory and all that. You just, one says enter directory for the ROM. You file directory, you find the ROM. Like enter directory for the patch. You say open the directory, you click the patch, and then you click a button and it just compiles it for you, and you just it patches the ROM into a brand new file, and you can just play it like it's like you downloaded it that way.
Damn.
So I'm just like, oh, this is
much easier.
Much easier.
Yeah.
So I've been doing a lot of that. I downloaded a whole bunch of patches for like Mario World. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna have to copy the Mario World file and just put it in all these different folders and just rename it. But no, you can just use the same file and then just patch the same game over and over and over again. So now I just have a folder called Hacks. That's just a bunch of custom Mario games. I started doing some Sonic ones because Trenton asked for it. And now I'm just in the world of ROM hacks. Like, okay, what else? What have they done to OG games?
What can I do more of?
Like, what type of bizarro OG games can I get now?
I can't wait till you get to Mega Man. You're like, these are all the sequels I wish that they fucking made.
Yo, they have one. All right, I'm going to go off for a second. Mega Man X8 is notorious for being one of the worst ones, but they made a demake of it that runs like the OG Mega Man X games. It went from like a PS2 game back to a Super Nintendo game.
That's pretty cool.
And it looks amazing. And I haven't done that one yet, but I can't wait to play that shit.
That's got to be a stream game. You got to go through the Mega Man collection for sure.
I might have to do that. But that's dope. Another cool thing I saw was Streets of Rage 2, but they took out all the Streets of Rage characters and replaced them with the Ninja Turtles. So you're running through that game as Turtles playing through Streets of Rage. Yeah. That's dope. There's like literally tens of thousands of ROM hacks out there. So I'm having a ball doing that.
Oh yeah. So exclusively handheld, haven't touched a console and
have not turned
more than a year
this
probably.
Television on and played a console in a while.
Damn. What was the last thing you played on a console? Was it Last of Us 2 or no? It was something else.
No, it had to be something after that.
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man, maybe? God of War was after Spider-Man or before?
It was before, but I think there was also the DLC. I didn't even play the DLC.
I didn't play DLC either.
But yeah, Spider-Man 2 is probably it.
Horizon Forbidden West, God of War, Spider-Man. Oh, Street Fighter 6.
Oh yeah, you did dive into that for a little bit.
I want to say it was Street Fighter 6. Because I didn't want to play console, but then everything else that I wanted to play came out. I bought on Steam. So even when we played Helldivers, it was on Steam. When I played, even though that was on a PC, so I guess you kind of can consider that a console. Sea of Stars was Steam Deck. I went back because the Mario RPG came out. That was Switch. So I played consoles for a bit. I think I kind of teetered off springtime, and then everything had just been Steam Deck.
Makes sense though, especially for what games you're playing. You're just in the hack world now.
Yeah, now I'm just hacking shit. I'm just hacking my life away, even though I need to be playing not Breath of the Wild, the sequel, Tears of the Kingdom. I just never went back. But not that I didn't want to go back. It's just that
you didn't want to go back.
I do want to go back. I was loving that game.
Though.
I didn't go back because I was deep into it, and then something came out, and I think that was Spider-Man. And then I've been derailed ever since.
Yeah, Spider-Man ruined everything.
Yeah, I've been derailed ever since. And then Final Fantasy VII Remake came out. Played that for 3 minutes, and then I just spent $70 and played 3 minutes of that game. Yeah, and so that's why I've been kind of derailed. But September that's all gonna change because the other Zelda game comes out where you play as Zelda. That one comes out, and Astrobot is next month.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So consoles are gonna be
coming back.
It's like a week before I'm gonna just go around updating everything.
You gotta like time how long it takes to update your PlayStation and all the controllers. Just like put your phone to the side with a little timer on.
I'm gonna do the time lapse thing.
That'd be funny as hell. Oh man.
I should like do a joke where like I'm time lapsing it and you see me like I picture outside, you see the sun go up, sun go down. I'm going to bed, I'm waking up, going to work.
3 days.
I come downstairs after a week and it's like 12%. Like fuck.
It's been that long. It might be that long. Yeah, man. It's gonna be a fun time to say the least.
Right. But that's it for me, man. What about you?
I've been kind of all over the place. Get the annoying ones out of the way as usual. Call of Duty game fucking sucks, but I still play it. I don't know why I play it as much as I do, but I do. It is kind of it's one of those like it's like junk food, but in a way where I'm like I don't like it. So why am I eating this, you know?
It's making me ugly. You're just eating it.
Kind of, you know? It's also like making me kind of ugly. I'm getting rage from this game. I'm like getting back to my Apex levels of rage, but with Call of Duty, which is not a good me. Back when I used to play Apex, I had a problem. And it was very much just full of anger. And apparently I need to re-download Apex because RGB LAN is coming up in a couple of weeks.
It's true.
I think it's September 6th or something along those lines. But there's an Apex tournament that Uniguff wants me to re-download the game for, and I don't wanna because I don't like the person I become when I play that game.
But you had fun playing that game.
I did until the game became awful, and I think it's still there personally because like I don't think anyone's talking about Apex in a way where it's not like oh there's all these hackers and blah 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 and this and that. And
I will give you that Apex is kind of falling out of like the public like conversation.
Yeah, but I mean I'll play it because it's for charity, so I'm not gonna like not play. Our team gets points for just being in the tournament. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that we'll be out in the first like leg of it because Jesus Christ, I don't want to be in there longer than I have to be. I want to get that on my PC and uninstall it as quick as possible. But other than that, I'm playing Fortnite. The new season just came out. It's all Marvel themed. Doctor Doom is back, even though they made it a big deal that Doctor Doom is in the game, even though he was already in the game a while ago for the like first Marvel Battle Pass. I don't know if it was the first, don't quote me on that, but it was just like default Doctor Doom. This is like he's like all armored out and he's got like some cool ass shit on him. Yeah. But there's a Wolverine version of Peely, which is pretty cool. War Machine, which is a really detailed skin that they even gave like an Iron Patriot version of. That was like that's kind of fucking sick. Emma Frost for some reason. Like
that's an odd choice.
It's like I get it. Like she's an X-Men. That's cool. Let's add some X-Men in, but why her? And then Mysterio, which is like super comic accurate looking Mysterio. That's pretty cool. But other than that, I think Gwenpool because she's Gwen and Deadpool, but whatever. But it's pretty good season so far. It's very overpowered with the items that you get. There's Captain America's shield that you can just throw. Like there's these bunkers that you can go into that are underground. And we were playing one night and I had a Captain America shield and the team got to the bunker before us. I just stood at the entrance of the bunker and just kept throwing the shield in and it just kept going ding on the three of them, come back to me. Throw it back in, ding, right back to me. And I was like, this is was a little overpowered if I do say so myself. But it's pretty fun so far. It's just kind of goofy as opposed to last season where it was just like you got to drive a car to even exist in the game. So I kind of like that more. I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 again because I got the deluxe edition on PlayStation 5. It's super fun. I love it. Been playing on stream as well. I made a huge fuck up where I did this one section in Act 2 with the character of Shadowheart. It's like her big story moment where like she kind of shifts as a character. I just kind of wanted to do it because it's kind of a harder section of the game. So I'll do this first and then I'll go do the main stuff at Moonrise Towers, which is like where like the big bad is, where the final of the Act 2. Turns out if you do the stuff with Shadowheart in like her little section, it just completely gets rid of everything that you can do in Moonrise Towers because it just launches that part of the story forward.
Oh, gotcha.
And like cuts it off completely. And I was like, oh shit.
That's not what I wanted.
Not what I wanted at all. So I had to go back like a couple saves and reload it through. Which is hilarious because I spent like 4 hours on stream going through the fight that was at the end of the Shadowheart thing because I goofed it by accident. Like, pretty much, there's like a character that she has to kill to like be accepted by her god, but you find out like it's a real person and not just like a relic or some shit. And you're trying to convince her to not do it. And I was like, oh, I'll just go for the persuasion roll off the top of the thing instead of like going through the conversation. And I didn't go through the conversation, so the roll was a dice check of 30, and my bonuses were only a +9, which is the maximum that I could get of a plus. And there's only 20 sides on the die, so I needed to get a nat 20 or nothing on that roll. I had no inspiration or nothing, so I didn't win the roll, and she got mad at me, and I had to murder her.
As you do.
So that sucked. But of course, that was the moment that some like new viewer hopped into chat on the stream and they were like, you killed her? I'm like, I didn't mean to. It was a DC 30. Like, blah, blah, blah. And
they forced my hand.
Literally, they did. And then I'm like, fuck it. I don't like this. I'm not accepting this. So I go back in my saves and the fight just does not go my way like 3 different times. I had to replay it over and over again.
You can't
for like
fight fate.
I guess, but then I went completely so far back that I didn't even have to do that fight yet. So I'm like at a point where it didn't even happen where I'm at now, and I've done so much more.
Yeah.
So I wasted 3 hours of my life doing something for no reason, which here we are. But other than that, backyard baseball as well.
Oh yeah. Because Backyard's back.
Backyard is back. I don't know if it's going to be too much of a news thing just because it's not much news besides the little animatic that they showed, but Backyard Sports will be coming back soon with merch and TV shows.
I saw the merch.
The merch is expensive.
It is.
Which, like, I get it because, like, maybe they need to fund the game a little bit, probably. But god damn, is it expensive.
And they made a lot of it. Like, it's to the point where, like, I guess it kind of has to be kind of expensive because it's that niche.
Yeah, for sure. But, I mean, I kind of want one of them, like, maybe a Pablo Sanchez hat. Or the juice box one. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's a pretty decent... I don't know. But I'm not spending that much money on... that. I'll wait until the game actually comes out, and then there's maybe a deluxe edition of the game. So
when does it come out?
There's no release date or anything. I feel like this is just their way of getting hype up right now, just so that there's like actual maybe people who want to invest in it, probably.
Yeah.
But at the moment, we just got that little trailer, which I mean is nice. I'm curious to see if it's going to be partnered with MLB this time, though, like in the actual sports companies. But I was saying on stream, if they do that, I really hope that they get the licenses for the mascots as well. And we get like the Muppets Babies versions of the mascots to play in the teams. And just, like, fuck the players. I don't give a shit about playing with current MLB players. I don't know 3 of them off the top of my hand, besides like maybe 3 of the Phillies dudes. Trey Turner's good at baseball, apparently. But like, if you give me the Philly Fanatic as like the Looney Tunes, Tiny Toons Adventure version of him, that's sick. That's the coolest shit.
It's hard because you made a good point. Because I was like, well, why wouldn't the mascots come back? And I guess since it's not pushed like it was back in the day, and this seems to be Who's bringing it back?
I think it's the original company. That's
It is?
like, I mean, as far as to be fair, the website also looks like sus as fuck. Like it looks like an old 2002 website made with like HTML.
Are they going for that aesthetic? Because it's an old property?
Maybe, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, it looks like it's confirmed coming back, but I don't think it's anytime soon. From like what they have out on like online right now. Like it seems very like vague at the moment to keep it that way, to be like it's back, but really is it though? You know, like
Gotcha.
but
If you buy enough hats and shirts.
yeah, if you buy enough Pablo Sanchez merch, maybe we'll get up there. Get a Pete Wheeler or two in there. But
It's like a sneaky Kickstarter. Like
Pretty
buy
much.
the merch.
honestly, if it was that, then I'd be buying the merch, but I will not be at the moment. But yeah, backyard baseball's been fun. I'm not good at it by any means. Like I used to be like phenomenal as a kid, like consistently hitting like home runs every batter. Now I just can't do anything consistently, and I'm like
Now
throwing.
you're a broken ladder.
I am a broken ladder. I heard that so many times this stream. I wanted to turn that off too, because there's an option to turn it off,
Oh, it is?
and I'm like, I might, because it just happens.
That's part of the aesthetic too, though.
But it just happens so much,
They
you know.
they say it a lot. That's why I was like, I don't know if you're in the chat, like broken ladder.
Yeah, like
We want a ladder, not a broken ladder.
and then I don't mind it by any means. Like it's supposed to be there, but like it feels like as like you're getting up to bat or pitch or something, there's like a quota of how many sound effects need to happen before a pitch, and it's just spamming all of them in the background. And like I'm just like, I just need to throw a pitch. Can you shut the fuck up?
Right.
But
The
I got
heckling is
screwed.
working because it's fucking me up.
Dude, I had two really good games at the start of the stream when like nobody was there. Then people started hopping into the chat finally, and I got my ass blasted. And like I had
Couldn't take the pressure.
I had Randy motherfucking Johnson on the mound, who's the pitcher in that game. He's like maxed out with his pitching stats. And this dude, his juice box just kept getting depleted, kept going down. And not once during that game did I get a juice box. Not once. Damn. So I had to switch him out for Pablo. Put Pablo in, he starts going down with juice. No juice box. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? So then I think I put in like Tony Del Vecchio or some shit with his fucking lollipop. His shit goes down. No fucking juice box. And then I put Randy back in after he's been in the outfield for like 3 innings. He's at like half juice. Still no juice box. It's the entire game.
Real quick, the funny part about you explaining this is if somebody out there has never played this game, they're like, what the fuck are you
Juice
talking
boxes
about?
are so important. I need that shit to be full. And then the worst part was after that game, which was awful. I think we lost that game maybe like 2-3-1 maybe. And then the next game after that, I'm popping off. Like I'm getting everyone on base. I'm stealing bases, cheesy as fuck. I'm getting people out. But I had Jimmy Rollins run in the outfield. Like he was on shortstop. I had him run from where he had the ball all the way to right field. I'm like, he's running home. Like, but actually, you know, the Sandlot bit.
Yeah.
And like I'm like joking and shit. Not that Sandlot. Yeah, I don't know why I questioned myself for it. But fucking, I'm having him do that. And the guy that got on first because Jimmy Rollins missed the catch starts going to second. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? So I just throw it to second, and the guy just keeps going.
What?
And it's already at second, and I get the out. I'm like, what the fuck was that, man?
Yeah, that game's doing whatever the fuck it wants.
The AI can either be unforgiving or fucking stupid.
Right.
Which is, it's fine. I love it. It's a 2003 PC game. I have the OG disc, so
This new version's going to be insane.
It's so good. I love that game. But yeah, that's about all I've been playing, I'm pretty sure.
Marvel Rivals.
Oh yeah, that was during this month. I forgot.
Yeah.
I played the closed beta for Marvel Rivals. It was pretty fun. I mean, it's very much just a copy of Overwatch. Not to like say it's a direct copy, but I feel like it's one of those things where it's more accessible than Overwatch is, because Overwatch, to like looking in from the outside in, it's just a lot going on. It's a lot of characters you gotta learn names, you gotta learn abilities, blah blah blah. This is Marvel.
You know who these people are.
You know who the people are, and even if you don't know their abilities and shit, you at least know who it is and what they probably do.
Yeah.
So it's close enough. Like, if you pick the Punisher, you know you're going to be using guns. So it's not that big of a deal. But it was really fun to play in the beta. They just announced it that it's coming out fully December 6th, I think. And it's free to play entirely with all of the heroes unlocked.
That surprised me.
I'm shocked by that. But here, I feel like it's one of those games where they're just going to rely entirely on a battle pass and like microtransactions of different skins and shit.
I was about to say, so do you think the battle pass is just skin? Like, what is it?
I mean, that's what Overwatch's is pretty much as well right now, because they're also in the free-to-play model, but they do this stupid shit where when they come out with a new hero every like 8 fucking months, they're like, well, you got to buy the battle pass in order to get the hero, or you got to spend this much money to do that, or this, or some bullshit. This coming all out with all the heroes that they have already, and then they're also adding Cap and Winter Soldier on release.
Yeah.
And apparently they have like a shit ton of other characters ready to go, but they just aren't rolling them out right away. And it's crazy. I mean, they could roll on the Overwatch model and have it where it's like you got to get the battle pass to get more heroes in theory. I don't think that's bad by any means. I mean, it's kind of pay to win depending on how good the characters are, but I mean, it was pretty balanced when we played. There's definitely some issues with some characters. Like Spider-Man feels pretty good if you can get the hang of him, but he's also extremely weak in my opinion. But that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really make sense for Spider-Man, like character-wise, if you think about it. Like he should be like a normal health character because, you know, he's stronger than he looks. Yeah. That's like his whole thing. But him dying as quick as he does makes him seem like he's not as strong as he looks, even though he packs a punch when he does get in there. Yeah,
Spider suit.
And it's weird because like you'll be playing against a Spider-Man that's like a good Spider-Man, and they're hard to kill because they're very mobile. But like he's also kind of in character lore supposed to be a little, you know, beefy a little bit. Like he can take a fucking punch, you know. But that's just minor nitpicks that I have. Other than that, I'm excited to see what Cap's like, because I think he'll probably be a tank with like the shield mechanics and stuff that they'll probably do with him. And then Winter Soldier, it's probably just going to be a reskin of Black Panther, to be honest, but with a pistol or a machine gun. Maybe even a mix of like Punisher and Black Panther, probably. Like he'll have like some knife moves or some shit, and then he'll have the gun for long range action. But it's going to be cool, hopefully. Oh yeah, you know what? I also played Dredge.
Oh yeah, I was on that. I was watching you play that.
That game is spooky.
That's the boat game, right?
Yeah, it's a little boat. You're a little dinghy. And there's this lore that you just show up at the island, and it's like all dark and spooky. And you're pretty much just a fisherman, and you're selling your fish on the island, but your boat got damaged, so that's why you have to stay around these islands and shit. But as you start making your way around, creepy stuff happens in nowhere type shit.
Of course.
And there's a whole like time mechanic, so like every moment that you're out on the water, time is moving, and it moves very, very quickly. I don't know if there's like a power up or something that you can make it slow down or whatever, but pretty much it keeps moving quickly. And then once it gets dark out, shit can happen, and like there's like monsters, and there's like just like shadow creatures, and there's different fish that you can catch. They're like cursed fish, and like they're mutated and shit, and they sell for more. And there's a lot that goes into this shit. Like it's a lot, and I did not expect. I think I posted in the Discord, there was a clip where I was just kind of going to an area of the map that I just hadn't unlocked yet, because you unlock little like ports and shit that you can rest at and like wait till the morning. And I'm just like kind of going, and I'm playing with my PS5 controller, and my right hand starts just going ham.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I look over to the right, and as I like turn my right stick, it goes to the center of the controller and it like makes its way over. And this giant like megalodon fish just goes straight in front of my little dingy boat. And I'm like, the fuck, dude?
I want to go home.
Straight up.
Are home.
And then it was fucking terrifying because I didn't expect that shit. And then I get to the island. I can't do any of the stuff there yet because I don't think I have like a fishing rod for it. You need like a lava fishing rod because it's like there's molten lava, and that's normal fishing rods will melt the line.
Duh, Chris, you need the fishing rod made for lava.
I should have known this. I'm white.
Go to Modell's. They have it.
I don't go to most. They don't exist anymore, do they?
They don't have Modell's anymore?
I don't think so. No, they closed it down at Neshaminy completely.
Nah, I feel like Modell's
They're gone. It's just Dick's now.
I'm about to see, we're just left with Dicks.
Mo lost to Dick.
Mo did lose to Dick.
Mo Dick. Podcast title. Anyway.
Mo Dick.
Gotta go to Mo Dick's.
People want to click that like, I gotta see what they're talking about in this episode.
Video games, right? but yeah, other than that, I don't know. I'll probably, honestly, we'll be in the news section now. Probably, oh yeah, I played this or some shit.
I'm sure I got some of that too, since it's been so long. Because I know I played more than just like those ROM hacks. But right now, that's what I've been playing the most. I also have a game that I'm technically not allowed to talk about at the moment. There's a closed beta happening for it on Steam, for a game called Deadlock. Oh yeah, who runs Steam? What?
It's like a valve.
Valve. Wow, I was about to say vault.
Close enough. Borderlands and such.
My memory, I'm learning a lot about myself as I get older. Like my memory is starting to be like, you know this. Either that or I'm learning a lot more elsewhere in my life and it's starting to like
push out the old shit
out that I was talking about all the time.
But yeah, I don't think we're allowed to talk about it because I think it's like an NDA about like the gameplay and shit.
You're not gonna talk about the gameplay, but I think the game itself is out there.
Yeah,
like,
it's out there. I don't think I'm not even allowed to stream it, which was weird. But it's been interesting to talk about like the gameplay itself. I'm not gonna do, but what it is pretty much a League of Legends. Like it's like a MOBA with like lanes and shit, but with different heroes with different abilities. And it's a lot. Like there's a lot going on to the point where I'm like, there's a lot of. I've said it multiple times while playing, like, and this is just me because I have a problem with reading. But like, there's just too much reading to do, and it like there's so many different abilities and shit, and like you have to choose what you want to do, and you have to like read through what every single thing does. And I'm like, dude, there's so many fucking words. Like it's not intuitive enough, and that's my only complaint at the moment is that it doesn't feel like you can just hop in and play it like no problem. Like you need to have like a 5 to 10 minute reading session before you actually start the game with each character that you choose.
Sound it out.
Pretty much. I'm just like, fuck, there's just so much shit to look through.
Words!
And it needs some work. But what I've played of it, I've had fun. I'll talk more about it once it's more released and not under NDA stuff. But it's been fun. It's been a fun time.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
I think that's all I played this week.
All right.
Now.
You know what time it is.
It's time for the news.
Those wacky news boys. Let's get to the news. Welcome to Save Before Quitting News, your number one spot
For journalism.
for journalism, apparently.
Because we're journalists.
Yeah.
We have integrity.
At some point, we said we worked at IGN or something, and we're game journalists who know everything.
The ties.
Yeah, the ties, I get it. They could be a little, overwhelming. We all of a sudden seem like authority figures in gaming, but I promise you, we are clowns.
Speaking of that, Gamescom.
Gamescom has happened, yes. I'm not sliding. Ignore that. All right. Gamescom happened. We're not going to spend a whole bunch of time on each topic, but we will give you the headlines of what happened at Gamescom. To start, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is officially coming to PS5 next spring after a December launch on Xbox and PC. This was, I want to say this was a rumor for a while, as Xbox is beginning to, put games they feel like they cannot, put games, Xbox exclusives, onto other consoles. I think we're going to see a lot more of this going forward with Xbox, obviously. I feel like at some point you might see it with other, never Nintendo, but I could see at some point Sony being like, no time soon. But going forward, if the gaming industry continues the way it has been, and layoffs and money and all that shit,
Yeah.
I can see that.
I could see if Xbox and this deal that they're doing with Sony, with like the later release that they're doing, going well for them, then Sony wanting to return the favor. Just because it would feel very one-sided for Xbox to be like, here's our really big game that's supposed to be exclusive and put us back on the map. Here you go, Sony. And then Sony be like, thanks, but fuck you, we're not giving you anything.
But at the same time, I could see them doing that.
They could,
because
but it'd be a
Xbox is in a
dick
position where they need to put their games over.
True. But, maybe if it's a friendly thing, maybe we got like a WWE TNA thing going on right now. If you know what I'm talking about, Frankie. And maybe we get some smaller titles. Maybe not the big boy ones. Like, I don't expect to see Spider-Man over there anytime soon. But maybe
I think
Returnal.
Yeah, I can see stuff like that. I also, like, they could make special versions for other consoles. Like that Horizon thing they're doing on Switch.
Yeah, I could see them putting Horizon on Xbox. That's a good franchise to make its way over to the Xbox ecosystem, I think.
You think?
Because it's not super like Sony coded, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like immediately think Sony when I think of Horizon. I just think of a game, even though it is an exclusive to Sony. I feel like Spider-Man is like one of those things where, and like the Marvel properties living on PlayStation makes sense for the moment. But also, I wouldn't mind if they put them over there. I mean, Spider-Man's been out for what, like 4 or 5 years now? The first one. So, I mean, I don't know how much money they're going to make from putting it over there just because it's been that long and it's on Steam already. So any Xbox players that probably have PCs have probably played it already. But I could see them doing it with maybe Horizon. That could be a franchise that would make its way over in a nice way, I think.
Yeah, all right.
They could do a thing where all the robots have like a green glow instead of a blue glow.
Yeah, right.
Switch it up.
Sony's over there like, I'll be damned if our controllers blink green.
Hell yeah.
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle Collector's Edition comes with 3-day early access and a conspiracy theory covered globe. Ooh.
I do not think I will be playing this game anytime soon. Even when it comes to PlayStation, I don't think I'm going to be keen on getting it as quick as possible. I feel like Indiana Jones as a franchise kind of is not that big of a deal anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it was a very big thing in the late 80s. I mean, mid 80s, right?
80s, 90s.
80s, 90s,
some
yeah.
2000s.
Still in the 2000s, I guess, with the Shia LaBeouf one. But even the one that came out recently, I don't think did amazing at the box office. But I feel like Harrison Ford just needs to stop being in things as he's about to be in the next Captain America movie as a giant CGI monster. But, here we are.
Harrison Ford.
Yeah, he's just in it for the paycheck as of this point, so I get it.
He's operating on batteries. It's cool.
Yeah. Next up, Borderlands 4 had a little teaser trailer showing. It's going to be coming out 2025 across PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S.
Borderlands 4 already has something that the Borderlands movie's PG-13 rating doesn't. The promise of intense violence and gore.
And probably quality as well.
Yeah, it's not getting the greatest reviews.
I didn't get a chance to go see it, but I am hearing that it is the worst video game adaptation of all time, which is hard to do.
Yeah, it is hard to do.
There's a lot of bad ones. Like, there's a Battleship exists.
Yeah.
That's not even a video game. It's a board game.
Yeah.
But, like, goddamn.
I don't know, man.
I feel like
it looked like it had promise.
It looked like it had a budget to spend on the actors that it chose that were all miscast except for Jack Black. Jack Black is the only character that made sense to be Claptrap. Kevin Hart made no sense being Roland. I don't know the name of the person who played the siren in the movie, but that's supposed to be like a young woman character, not some old lady. And then whatever fucking Tiny Tina. Like, I don't think that's a bad choice for the actress, but from the clips that I've seen, she doesn't really capture the essence of the character. It looks like none of the people who were in that movie played the game except for Jack Black. And he's not even on screen as a person. He was just there as a voice.
I just listened to a Jack Black interview, and he was talking about Borderlands, but he, he's a gamer. So he's talking about how he likes those games or whatever, and he's and he's in it, so he has to sell the movie. So he's always like, "It'll be a great time. Go watch Borderlands." And this is like right in like the depths of all the shitty reviews that are coming out.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, ouch.
Feels bad, but I mean, if you're going to make a bad movie where you don't actually give a shit about the source material, you deserve the bad reviews that you get, in my opinion. There's a lot of other drama going on with that, with the Gearbox, I don't know, it was the director or whatever. He was blocking a bunch of people on Twitter for telling him that the movie was bad and shit.
Really?
And
I didn't see that.
He was trying to defend it, but he himself had not seen the movie yet. So it was like, sir, come on. But like, he was like, yeah, we're very protective of our franchises. I'm like, are you? Because they just destroyed it. I don't know how well Borderlands 4 is going to sell. On top of, first of all, the third game didn't even do that well. I was somewhat of a fan of it. I didn't think it was as good as 2 and 1. Obviously, 2 is the best of the series. It probably hasn't aged well with some of the humor that's in it. But 3 was fine for what it was.
How'd you feel about Tiny Tina's Wonderland?
I liked that from the perspective of it being D&D themed, but as like a game itself, it definitely felt like the Miles Morales of that series. And it wasn't enough meat on the bone for me to play more than one playthrough, as opposed to other Borderlands, which are much longer and filled with much more, where I did multiple playthroughs of each.
All right, I got you.
So that one I was kind of just like one and done, and I didn't care anymore. But it's fine. The Borderlands series is great unless you count in the movies.
See, and I can tell they probably expected the movies to have at least like semi-positive reviews, because
so then they could
that would have been the 1-2 punch with Borderlands 4 being announced.
But we'll just have to hope that it's a good story. I don't know what's gonna be. There's a little teaser out you can go check out. It was probably already on the screen as well.
Probably.
Next up.
Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred is getting a new PvE co-op dungeon that sounds like a full-blown raid. Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred revives the action RPG series' 24-year-old tradition of letting you hire mercenaries to fight alongside of you. So all my Diablo 4 people out there, you got some things to look forward to.
Hell yeah.
Next up,
Starfield's Rev 8 update brings the first ever drivable land vehicle to the Bethesda RPG. Shattered Space DLC takes us to an abandoned star station in just 1 month. So we got a DLC coming soon, and then the Rev 8 update. I don't think we'll ever play that game again, sadly. The Starfield Clip series died.
Sorry, guys.
Because we don't play games. Ant doesn't play games unless they're handheld. So there's that.
I'm going to get better, I promise. I promise.
And I just play Baldur's Gate and Call of Duty.
You know, we're turning a corner.
It's a spectrum.
We're turning a corner.
Next up, what we got?
Side-scrolling action RPG Towerborn gets early access release date, and it's coming September 10th. I looked at the trailer for that. It looks pretty cool.
All right. After that, we got the new Monster Hunter Wilds trailer reveals a new scariest spider boss that has been cooked up over 20 years. It's the scariest one, apparently.
Scariest
Games
one.
Radar really needs to work on their headlines because they're very corny. But other than that, you can meet Lala Barina and the Lightning Wyvern Ray Dow.
Yeah, so Monster Hunter Wild, coming.
We're not really a Monster Hunter people. There is a spider on the camera, though. That's pretty cool. He's like going up.
It is.
Look at that. Ironically, during the scariest spider of Monster Hunter.
It just crawled into the port where the plug is. It's a very small spider, by the way.
Spider camera. Next up.
Fable mastermind Peter Molyneux takes to Gamescom to ask, "What the hell was I doing?" and announced he got back with the old team for a new open world god game, Masters of Albion. Peter Molyneux, for people who don't know, used to make PC games back in the day, so he's getting back in the game with his old crew. So for those interested, that should be exciting.
Hell yeah. After that, we had another tease of Dune Awakening with their final drop of the proper gameplay footage ahead of the MMO's early 2025 launch, which is very interesting because it's a what-if game of the Dune series. So it's like, what if something else happened from the movies?
Interesting.
Yeah. It is an MMO, though, and I believe it's like isn't it top down or something like that? I remember. I haven't seen the gameplay personally myself.
I'm not Dune Awakening.
I thought it was. I could be wrong. I'm gonna look it up live right now.
Live.
They don't even have the gameplay on their website, which is amazing. Well, we're gonna move on from that. Dune Awakening looks cool. I'm excited to look at it, to say the least. But I like Dune. Dune's great.
Next up, Persona 3 Reload teases return of Persona 5 icon in the JRPG's upcoming game-sized epilogue DLC episode Aegis? A-I-G-I-S. I'm not a Persona guy. You know, people watching this for the first time like, what guys are you guys? You guys don't play any video games.
I mean, we got something coming up in 2 other headlines that I at least know something about, which is nice. But Gamescom opening night live really wasn't for us. We actually got an offer to co-stream it. I don't know if you saw the email. Yeah,
no, I had no idea.
Jeff was like, co-stream the event. I'm like, I don't think there's going to be anything for us here. So we're just giving you the headlines just so you get caught up, and then we'll talk about some stuff that we're actually interested in.
But
in a second.
Just know, for if this is your first time watching, Game Awards and Summer Games Fest, we're all over that.
Oh, yeah.
That's us.
All those farming simulator games.
Right. All those fairy farming simulator damn games.
Next up, after being delayed to 2025, Lost Records Bloom and Rage just got a stunning new gameplay trailer and 2 new release dates. Tape 1 on February 18th, 2025, and Tape 2 March 18th, 2025.
Word.
So I guess there's 2 different...
Yeah, it's from the Life is Strange company.
Okay.
So this is their new thing, Lost Records.
I like that. Life is Strange is a good series.
Next up, Dying Light, The Beast is a new spin-off of the horror series featuring a new open world area, 20 hours of content, and a returning protagonist, Crane from Dying Light DLC in 2016. Bringing back little lesser known characters.
I thought it was about what was that one movie that was a part of the not the Immortal franchise? What's the one with Bruce Willis where he's unbreakable, and then there's like the dude who's like split. And, yeah, that he was called the Beast or whatever.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, it's Dying Light, but it's James McAvoy, and he's really buff, and he's running on all fours for some reason.
2025.
Here he comes. Next up, Marvel Rivals revealed Captain America and the Winter Soldier and confirmed that its leaked December release date of December 6th is accurate, and it's going to be free to play with all characters unlocked at launch. Talked a little bit about this in what I played this week for the closed beta, but I'm very excited for this game. It looks like a couple people in our Discord are also going to try it out since it is free to play.
Might as well.
Highly recommend it. It's going to take a few games to get used to for sure. Just because it's a hero shooter, and if you've not played a game like Overwatch or even Team Fortress 2, you're going to have a bad time. So you're going to want to tough it out and play with your team. Don't try to be a hero, even though you're technically that in this game.
If you pizza before you french fry, you're going to have a bad time.
Exactly. Camp Laszlo.
Path of Exile 2 hits early access in November with various horrific demonic entities in tow. So look for that for my Path of Exile peeps.
Next up, I didn't know of this, but NetEase is here to say we won't stop with Overwatch 2 Challenger Marvel Rivals. Here's an Animal Crossing rival, Flowitopia. And you can pre-register to play it on their website, flowitopia.com. But it's a Animal Crossing like by the same people that are working on Marvel Rivals. So looks like they're really good at the copy-paste.
Right. What will they copy-paste next?
Honestly, I'm fine with it as long as it's good shit.
You're right.
Next up.
Cozy open world dress-up adventure game Infinity Nikki, headed by Breath of the Wild dev, gets a new trailer and an incredible soundtrack. So I remember we saw that trailer at Summer Games Fest. Yeah. And we were like, oh no, it's what was the Breath of the Wild-ish anime game that was super popular?
We're not doing great. I don't.
It's slipping my mind now. I mean, because obviously I didn't play it.
Is it one of the dudes from Genshin? Is it one of the games that they made or no?
What was? Wait, I think so.
Zenless Zone Zero.
Those people, but not Zenless Zone Zero.
The train one.
Is it Genshin?
Genshin's the old one. There's a new one that came out that I haven't
I think it's Genshin is what I'm talking about.
Okay, that might be it. Because that is more of a Breath of the Wild like.
Yeah, no, it's that. It reminded me of that.
Okay. Infinity Nikki.
Well, if you want to see Nikki get infinity, like, I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
Get all up in that.
Getting infinity with it. No.
All right, on to the headlines post.
On to the headlines that we
opening
care
night
about.
Yeah.
Game Awards for 2024 has been confirmed for December. It's the 10th anniversary and will take place in Los Angeles. It will be on December 12th on a Thursday, which is fucking it. Why a weekday? Do the weekend, goddammit, Jeff. But the event organizers announced it on a Tuesday, which I don't know why that's an important detail there, but here we are that they had to include in their headline.
Right. The headline is December 12th.
Yeah, the headline's December 12th, but they also announced it on a Tuesday. Keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind.
It's very important.
You'll need to know that for later. It's a clue.
It's a part of the lore.
Right.
But we'll probably be co-streaming that, obviously, probably in person.
We do it every year.
Every single year we do the Game Awards, and it'll be a good-ass time. What do you think will be Game of the Year this year? Early guesses.
I'm trying to think of all the big heavy hitters this year.
I have no clue.
Because there really wasn't a lot of heavy hitters.
Yeah.
But again, I think we've been saying this throughout. This year's a little bit of a lull, and next year is going to be like... Is this bangers next year?
Yeah. Definitely not Spider-Man 2, but it'll be nominated because it has to be, you know.
That was this year?
Wasn't it? Or was it December of last year?
I feel like it was last year. It was a holiday game, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
It was their big... It wasn't?
It might have been. Honestly, this year's been a blur
It
for
has
multiple
been a blur.
reasons, which you can hear about on our Patreon. Hashtag at.
Yes. Oh, fuck. What came out this year?
It's a good question. Next one.
Obviously, there's some obvious ones, and we're on the time crunch right now, so I'm sure if you're watching this, you're screaming at us, and we apologize. I'm sure there's a super obvious game that we're not saying right now.
The game that you haven't played that's got Link in it.
Tears of the Kingdom? That wasn't this year.
I don't know.
It's going to be the Zelda playing as Zelda game. It won't
Honestly, that'd be kind of a shock, but it'd be kind of fun.
I feel like my personal game of this year is going to end up being Astrobot.
Astrobot will be a very good time. I do not think that will even be in the running for Game of the Year at all, sadly.
That's before the cutoff, right? I think they can make it. I think October's the cutoff.
Well, maybe the new Final Fantasy. Remake, probably.
Yeah.
That'll be in the running for sure. Probably Monster Hunter, something that's... I don't know if that came out this year.
What was that shit that came out earlier in the year and everybody was on? Dragon's Dogma 2?
Oh, yeah, I bought that and then played 20 minutes.
Also, it's like your Final Fantasy.
Yeah. I need to get back to that because I don't remember anything about it.
That was a huge release. That was getting a lot of
attention. I could see that.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Let us know what you think in the comments.
Definitely. December 12th.
I'm sure all of you are already cursing us out anyway. So.
For sure.
A new mini console based on the Atari 7800 has been revealed. It's available for pre-order for $130, available for its launch in November. Why? Why? All right. I was right after Atari. When I was born, it was about the NES, right? But this isn't even the best Atari. Like, this is...
I didn't even know there was more than one Atari.
My mom had an Atari. We had an Atari in the house. It wasn't this one, because by the time this was out, I think it was all about the NES at this point, and you weren't topping that at the time.
And if you wanted to play any of these games, you could just go and hack them with ROMs like Ant does on a Steam Deck.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's an audience for this.
Yeah, they're in a home somewhere.
If you were gaming in the 80s, like, if you were home console gaming in the early to mid 80s.
And now in a retirement home.
Maybe, sure. But if it got to the late 80s and it was this or an NES, the fuck were you doing? But
7800. Maybe it's an anniversary or something, and maybe it's like a collector's item in that sense. And
they already released the good Atari mini console, so this is like
they just had to do it to get it out of the way.
I guess
to get to the next one, which I don't even know.
This is like releasing a mini version of like the Sega 32X.
I know what that is.
You damn kids need to get off my lawn after I just shat on this old console. All right, next up.
Oh God, why did I get this one?
Call
of Duty Black Ops. The first campaign footage showed off new espionage gameplay. It'll be released in October. I don't know if I'm buying this game.
Really?
Still, yeah. I'm very much in a I don't want to play this game ever again mode with Call of Duty while still playing it every single day, pretty much. Which is a really weird place to be, to say the least. But I get that it looks better. I get that the movement is better. I understand all this shit. But it's like I've spent so much money in this game, and I've wanted this game to be good for so long, and it never got good. Like, Modern Warfare 2 was fun. Like, it got me back into Call of Duty. I hadn't played Call of Duty since, like, the original Modern Warfare 3. Like, the OG right. On, like, I had my fucking wristband from my midnight release at GameStop. I got back into Modern Warfare 2 because my friends were playing it, and there was a free weekend, and then one of them was kind enough to buy me it, and it was fun. It was fun again. Ranked was fun because you could snipe in it and have a good time. And then they released this fucking shitter of a game, Modern Warfare 3, and you can't do anything in ranked to have fun. They couldn't figure it out for the whole entire season to have more than 2 fucking ARs in it and less than X amount of submachine guns, 1 pistol only, no snipers. You're not even allowed to snipe in ranked. Win. So what's the fucking point? It's not even fun. Can't even use a fucking throwing knife. That's never been a thing, but I wish you could do that. But it's just not fun anymore in the ranked sense. Mm-hmm. And it's really put a damper on it. Like, I've been playing Warzone comparatively. I've been doing the Resurgence one where it's like you reboot yourself, like if you die or some shit, and if your team's up, they can buy you back.
Right.
And that's so much fun, but also rage-inducing because it takes 1,000,000 bullets to kill someone because of plates and shit. But either way,
yeah.
I'm going to that to have fun as opposed to ranked, where I was playing ranked exclusively in Modern Warfare 2 because it was just so much fun because it actually felt like your skill mattered, as opposed to now where it's just dog shit and people bunny hopping the whole time while people in the game now are just doing this while shooting people and hitting headshots because there's gloves you can wear to be more accurate while jumping.
People
and it's
always going to find the finesse, man. They're always going to find it.
It's bad, and they should feel bad. But Black Ops 6 is coming soon. Maybe I'll get it. I mean, it is on Xbox Game Pass day one, so if I have PC Game Pass, I technically have it.
True.
I just don't want to play through the Xbox app because it's still fucking atrocious on PC. But
you don't want to go into the espionage gameplay?
I haven't cared about a campaign in Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 2. Like the original Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, shit.
Not the one that I just played recently, but with like friends. I don't care about that one. The
2.
OG Modern Warfare 2 is the last campaign that I gave a shit about. Other than that, I just never have played the campaign after because you can't get better than Peak.
True. I remember getting Modern Warfare 2, the original Modern Warfare 2 on 360.
It was beautiful. That campaign was so much fucking fun.
Those were the good old days.
Yeah. That was when games had heart. Back to the movie scene.
Sega's 1993 fighting game Eternal Champions is becoming a movie. Jurassic World and Detective Pikachu co-writer Derek Connolly is writing the film.
I've never seen this before, but if I had to guess what this is, this looks like the new Sony Craven movie. But if it was made in the 80s.
Let me tell you. All right. Eternal Champions was trying to capitalize on the fighting game craze of the early 90s. So your Street Fighters, your Mortal Kombats,
Tekken,
Fatal Furies, Final Fights, all that shit. Like it to the point where they had fatalities in this game too.
Ooh.
But they were all stage based. So like if you attacked your opponent at the end of a fight and made him fall in a specific part of the stage, some shit would happen. So for instance, there's this one that's set in like the 50s like crime boss era type shit, and you're outside of like a movie theater, and if you make him fall in the center, it's a specific spot, on some Dick Tracy shit, a little car rolls past and they're Tommy guns and they shoot your body up. On another stage, there's this creature who's like made of like vines and plants and shit, and if you knock him in the middle of the stage, these vines come up and grab your body and bring it down, and you just see blood rise up from the water and everything.
I mean, that's kind of cool being the way you described it, but also the tone you have makes me think that it wasn't cool.
Like, if this said Tekken movie, of course.
That'd be sick.
Street Fighter, they're about to make a new Street Fighter movie. Mortal Kombat's already getting new movies. These franchises make sense. Even fucking Final Fight, Fatal Fury, like that makes sense. They're popular. They're tentpole fighting game franchises. Have you ever in your life, and I'm asking you because you're younger, I already know the answer, heard anyone talk about Eternal Champions?
I've never. Like, this looks like, this looks like one of those like trading cards that you would see at like a yard sale in like a booster pack with a piece of gum in it, like the artwork here. And it's just some characters you've never fucking heard of from like some random franchise. So like, here's the thing. It could be cool if they do it right, because I'm not going to lie. Jesus Christ. That's all, folks. Detective Pikachu co-writer kind of gives me hope, because I think that
Jurassic
movie
World,
Jurassic World's not great.
I'm just saying,
yeah,
it was well done enough that whoever made that could make a good movie.
Anyway, but Detective Pikachu was pretty good for what it was. So I have some hope that at least they can adapt whatever this is in a way that might be fun and different, because this looks different, Like, it looks like they can make something actually original for once.
I think. No, why?
Not original,
do
but
another franchise. Like, they had very unique characters in this game. I'll give them that.
Yeah, like this looks like those 3 characters that they got on the artwork here. The guy on the right looks kind of fucked, I'm not gonna lie, but the 2 on the left, like the lady and the wolf guy, look actually kind of cool.
And the wizard guy's in the back. That's
I thought that was just an effect drawing. Like,
nope,
that was like, okay.
There's like a hooded wizard guy that's in there.
Cool. It doesn't look terrible, to say. Here's the thing. It's going to be Mortal Kombat movie-ified, and there's going to be some random character added from like the current day or some shit maybe. But I'm not mad at it at the moment. You might have... here's the thing. I have no experience with the franchise besides this picture. And this picture is like... if you're going to make a movie of that, give me that shit. Because you made fucking Borderlands bad, so you got to give me something else, man.
It wasn't the greatest fighting game. It wasn't the worst fighting game I've ever played, but it's not the greatest either. The controls could have been a little tighter. It was cool at the moment. It was popular it was a very moment-ish game.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't really stick the landing, only because the competition it was up against. It was hard to put out a brand new fighting game when that's peak Street Fighter Mortal Kombat time.
Gotcha.
That's when they were like reaching like the heights. That was the shit.
This machine had no quarters going into it, pretty much is what you're saying.
This didn't have a machine. It was straight to DVD, man. This shit went straight to Sega Genesis.
Shit. Well,
I mean, now I'm down to like be wrong. I'm down for the trailer to drop and it looks like different and unique but great at the same time.
How much you want to bet that dude in the green outfit's going to be Chris Pratt?
I would not be surprised.
That's going to be Chris Pratt for sure. I can see him with the flat top hair. His father-in-law had that in Terminator, so,
True that.
Just got to stick with the family with the flat top.
But, see, movie's boring me already. Eternal Champions, it's coming. It's being written. So, yeah. That was the intro music.
I mean, you remember it.
I had the game.
Pretty
I guess that kind of takes away a lot of the gravity of what I said because I owned it. But that's how I know.
Listen, man, from what all you've said, it just seems like it's going to be a very blank canvas for them to do. Like, they have these very original looking characters where they can just do whatever the fuck they want with it.
There was this
so it
like
could be cool.
half dude, half cyborg character who had like the fucking hole in his chest like Iron Man, but he could shoot fireballs out of it.
See, that's cool. If they do it right, that's cool. I need a goofy bullshit movie in the next 5 years because I'm tired of all the serious shit. We're about to get a fucking Joker movie that's a musical and probably he's gonna make a bunch of edgy white guys really mad about the world and shit. And I don't want that.
Yeah,
I need some goofy bullshit.
I need that shit to happen.
I don't want that shit. I need some good shit. I need the Justice League that the fucking James Gunn universe is gonna do. I need fucking underwear on the outside of pants, damn it.
Fucking Quail Man?
That too. They could make a Quail Man movie and I'd be full.
I would be there first day if they made a Quail Man movie.
Honestly, they should have made a fucking Doug movie that was like Quail Man exclusively because they did
that would have been good.
Invader Zim, Enter the Florpus, and they did the Rocko's Modern Life new movie as well.
Why didn't they bring Doug back then?
Bring Doug back. Make a fucking Quail Man movie. And do like a Where's Gary with the dog. I forget the dog's name.
Pork chop.
Yeah, do that. Instead of this shit, because Ant's mad at it.
I just want to be wrong. I might stream this game just so everybody can see.
That's the start of your stream. That's
right.
Like, hey, we're gonna check out the NES collection, but first we got some bullshit.
Right. Let me show y'all this Eternal Champions. Let me show y'all what they're making a movie out of. All right.
Next up,
move on.
Next up, Prime Video came out of nowhere.
This was also during opening night live Gamescom.
Yeah. This is probably the news of the week, I think, probably.
For me,
like
this was the thing I was the most excited for at Gamescom.
So we are getting a new anthology series show from the minds behind Love, Death, and Robots, which is very interesting.
You already know how we feel about that.
That's from Netflix. Those are Netflix people, and they're making their way to Prime, which is interesting. I don't know if that's like they're not going to make more stuff on Netflix, maybe. Maybe Love, Death, and Robots is dead. I don't know. But we're pretty much getting a bunch of different short animated stories. Here's the list of games we're getting for: Armored Core, Concord, Crossfire, Dungeons and Dragons, Exodus, Honor of Kings, Mega Man, New World Eternum, The Outer Worlds 2, Pac-Man, PlayStation, highlighting various PlayStation Studios beloved entities. That's the one with God of War. Sifu, Splunky, and Unreal Tournament.
I tell you, I watched this trailer and I was already sold. And then when it said from the makers of Love, Death, and Robots, I was like, oh, well, I'm in now.
For sure.
No matter what, I'm in. And then when they showed the door open and like the cannon come out, I was like, it's Rocket.
Yeah.
They ain't going to make a game for him, but they'll definitely put him in a whole lot of shit.
Maybe this puts him back in the zeitgeist, puts him back in the front running for getting a new game sometime soon. You never know.
Never know.
But it looked really cool. I really liked I thought it was Warhammer, or is that, what was that? Or is it not Warhammer with like the giant mech suits?
40K. I did see that. Maybe they're missing some on this.
Maybe that might be in the PlayStation.
List. Oh yeah, true.
Studios,
it could be in that
beloved entities thing, I guess. But I'm excited for this. It's gonna be a good time to see some good fucking stuff. Anything from Love, Death, and Robots people, it's gonna be great. Just because they're amazing. There's not much to be said besides that. Go watch the trailer again. It was fun. Next up in the news.
Next up. The Plucky Squire gets a release date and will be on PS Plus Extra on day one. That is fire. That's dope. The dimension jumping action adventure game will be out next month, September 17th, on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC.
I might play that on stream.
I've been waiting for this game since the first time we saw it at whatever Keighley event that was.
It was definitely at least 2 to 3 years ago.
Yes. So and I remember seeing it and being like, let's go. And every time they came out with a trailer, no date. And I would just be like, where is the date?
Yeah.
And I'd love that the date was revealed and it's next month.
Hell yeah.
That's what else is coming next month. So I'm going to have Zelda, Astrobot, and the Plucky Squire all in one. I'm broke in September.
I mean, it is on PS Plus Extra, so you could just play it through.
I don't have extra.
You could have extra.
I could have extra. But you know me, and I'm going to want to also play that portably, so I'll be buying it on Steam.
I mean, you can play it portably. You have the PlayStation thing to do it portably.
Yeah, but I have to stream my PlayStation. I can just play it straight up on the
I guess, yeah. But you got that. You might as well use it, man.
It'll get touched at some point.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, me neither. Maybe I'll get it to work so I can go around the house and play Astrobot. Because I have to play that on PlayStation. That's true.
You see, if you set it up for Astrobot, you'll be good for this. Or whichever one comes out first. I don't know which comes out first.
I forgot what the Astrobot date is. I think the Astrobot's before this.
Okay, so then you set it up for Astrobot, you're good for this.
I could be wrong. Let me check. Because I'm sure our fact checkers on the Save Before Quitting Discord will be like, no, it actually...
Either way, you get to use the thing that you haven't touched since you bought it.
True that. At September 6th. So
you got a week.
September's opening with a bang.
2 weeks.
Because September 6th is Astrobot. This is the 17th. And I think Zelda's the end of the month.
God damn.
Beginning, middle, and end. I'm going to have to beat Astrobot. Like I did with Spider-Man, where I sat there, blocked the weekend out. And beat it in 2 days.
I'll platinum that shit in 2 days. I did that with the first Astrobot.
I remember.
Well, the Astrobot test thingy. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I can't wait.
Next up, Until Dawn. The rebuilt and re-enhanced version will be out in October for PS5 and PC. The actual date is not in the headline.
Wait.
They said it'll be out in October, but they don't actually say the date in the headline whatsoever. But it's coming out in October for spooky season. Rebuilt and enhanced. Apparently there's a bunch of new scenes that they filmed, new stuff in general. So it's actually new stuff and not just the same game looking better, which is pretty neat. I don't know. Maybe I'll play it on stream because I don't do spooky stuff ever. And Bitchmade needs to make a comeback.
It does. Big time.
So I'll do that. I'll play Until Dawn and let the chat make the decisions alongside with me. See if I can keep all the kids alive or whatever.
Do whatever Until Dawn wants you to do.
Yeah, I think this is the one with Rami Malek in it, if I remember correctly. But I'm looking. I know this game already. I've watched a playthrough back in the day when it first came out, but I never have dabbled in any of them myself. So I'm looking forward to it.
Nice.
Next up.
I put a king among men. Man connects 444 consoles to one TV to earn a Guinness World Record. He says, quote, "For me, the best gaming console of all time, number one, always, forever, is Sega Genesis. Not only is this man a king among men, he can also be wrong. Because no, it is not the Sega Genesis.
It's the Game Boy Advance.
It's certainly the best handheld ever, for damn sure.
Advanced SP.
There you go.
I think that's better than the actual Advance because the Advance, that's the rectangle kind of stuff.
The SP,
it doesn't have the light.
Yeah, SP is definitely the greatest handheld thing ever made.
It also had those little bumpers that you could chew on when you were mad at the game that you were playing.
We had different experiences.
I got mad at games a lot. Apex wasn't the first. Listen, man. Sometimes you be in a Pokemon battle and that shit don't go your way.
It don't. I've been there.
Oh yeah, and you got to take out some aggression, and you got that little plushy little rubber stopper there. You can just put your canine tooth into it and bite down.
You get to like somebody's last Pokemon, and you hit them with what you think is going to be a kill shot, and then you see the bar go like this.
It's that little schmeg of red.
Then they hit you, and yours is like halfway. It's like, well, this can go one of two ways.
Game Boy Advance SP, the first mouth guard.
The first one, you heard it here first. I heard it here first.
But this shit's crazy. Why 444?
Now, my question is,
what was the previous record?
That, but no, like 444. Is it doubles in there? Because have there been 444 consoles?
I mean,
unless he's like,
I think it's just 444. Oh wait, no, it's more than just the Sega Genesis. I thought he was doing 444 Sega Genesis is.
First of all, why do you have 444 genocide?
But like those are more consoles.
Neo Geos there. He's got a Dreamcast.
I know what those are.
A Neo Geo?
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it?
No.
We might have to do that sketch again where we talk about the consoles and you've never heard of them.
I mean, listen, man, there's a lot that I missed out on. I was depraved until like 2001.
I'm trying to see if I can picture everything. And there's a Steam Deck there.
That's just cheating.
That's a Dreamcast. It can be hooked to a TV though. There's a PS3 in the back. There's a PS1 in the back. Genesis, of course, because this guy is a Genesis fiend. Genesis is a classic. Greatest of all time? I don't think so. Like I said, two Neo Geos.
So this man just maxed out HDMI's is what this is pretty much saying.
But like,
but why?
I would cheat. I would connect 440, right? And like, all right, give me the award. And then when they're like, all right, you're done writing me in, connect one more. And we're like, oh, I've got the record again. And just
can you do that? Is that a thing you can do?
I don't know. I don't know. Because if you got the 444, what's stopping you from getting the 445? You know what I mean?
Another HDMI.
He just ran out of cords.
Yeah, I mean, you got to daisy chain that shit like the whole way down, I guess.
My thing is like, how? Like, there's some technical prowess that went into that. And first of all, this motherfucker is dressed like fucking Dr. White from Mega Man, like with the lab coat on.
He's evil, man.
He has to be.
But he did a thing. Good job, buddy. Good
job, man. You did it. Have fun. Like this room, like,
I mean, the background looks cooler than the shit that he's got set up on the table. He's actually got like collectibles and stuff set up in the back and like boxes of like the consoles and shit. So he's a gamer, but
clearly,
how far can you go as a gamer? Only 444 is the answer.
Imagine setting up 444 consoles and being like, yeah, I'm not really a gamer.
I don't know what to play.
Not even that. He just does. He's not a gamer. He's just like, oh, I'm not really game that much.
For the fun of it.
I just like plugging things in.
There was a sale on HDMI extenders on Amazon. What we got next after this? Next up.
Oh, yeah.
Talked about it a little bit in what we played this week, but Valve's unannounced hero shooter is already one of Steam's most played games. Deadlock hit a peak of over 18,000 concurrent players on Steam this past weekend. Despite being unannounced, Valve's latest game is currently one of Steam's most popular titles.
The double
titles.
Title, but the double caption.
It was kind of random. I'm going to give you the lore of this game for my like understanding of where it came from. One night randomly, I forget what game I was playing, probably like Fortnite or something with friends online or Mario Kart, and we were just chilling online in Discord. And I think it was just me and Anna who got it for a Shaver app. We got, you have been given access to the beta of Deadlock, blah, 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 like out of nowhere. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't sign up for this shit. Mm-hmm. They just gave it to like anyone who played like a shooter on Steam pretty much. So like they probably like were like, who's played TF2 and CSGO ever in their life? Give them a beta access. And that's pretty much what it was. And then the next day we were like, oh shit, other people in our friend group got it as well. And it was all at like 2 a.m.
That's random. I think you wake up to it.
We got it. It's a fun time. I can't talk about it much because apparently it's under NDA or some shit. But yeah, it's a time. It's a game with a time. So yeah.
Shout out to Valve, man. They never disappoint.
Yeah. Next up.
Way Forward is turning Halloween and Ash vs. Evil Dead into 16-bit style platformer. Boss Team Games announced another Halloween game on Monday. So, which was that? Each game will cost $24.99 digitally, or it can be purchased physically as a 2-in-1 release for $49.99. Now, you know, I'm all about this. My bitch-made game might be this 16-bit platformer. That's actually pretty good, of Halloween and Ash vs. Evil Dead.
That's a good call. I think that'd be right up your alley.
Yeah.
I've never been a fan of these franchises, but this is pretty cool seeing them.
I don't know much about Ash vs. Evil Dead. I know about Halloween and growing up watching those movies. Yeah. So I never got into Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Apparently it was like a horror and then it turned into a comedy horror. But I don't know much besides that. But yeah.
Well, I might play this game.
Hell yeah.
They're pretty cheap.
Next up. Last up in the news, sad story. Voice actor Rachel Lillis passed away. She passed away at the age of 46 following a battle with breast cancer. She was a voice actor best known for her wide-ranging work on the Pokemon franchise. Jessie, Misty, I don't know a lot of the others. One of them looks like from Digimon as well. A lot of these are very similar art styles. I'm noticing early 2000s, 90s anime really copied and pasted, huh? But yeah, she was a very influential voice actor. I can still remember Jessie and James, and obviously Misty.
James.
I didn't know that Misty and Jesse's voice actor with the same person.
Neither did I. She had range, man.
Yeah. But very big hit to the video game and also animation world with her voice acting being gone. There was a lot of voice actors that I saw when it happened posting about her, and it was a big deal. They I think they had it on Critical Role too. Like, well, they're all voice actors, but they were all talking about her and whatnot. So yeah,
man. R.I.P.
Rest in peace
to a real one, man.
On that very sad note, to end the news on. We should have started the news with this till late.
Yeah, I guess putting this here wasn't one of my best judgments, but I think this is the last thing I saw, and that's why it was last.
It is definitely probably the most important besides the anthology series. I think those are the two biggest stories that we have this week. But we'll be back next time with even more stories. If you'd like to suggest stories that we talk about and give our opinions on, stuff that we actually give a shit about, as opposed to the beginning of Gamescom and just running through some bullshit.
We're not like shitting on Gamescom. We just didn't pay a lot of attention to it. We've been a lot going on. Plus, we pretty much focus on the Game Awards and Summer Games Fest. Gamescom had some stuff in it. They also had a future game show the next day, and I really want to watch that because that was like their indie show.
Gotcha.
Just how on Summer Games Fest, where like that was showing better stuff than the
they did that for Summer Games Fest when we live streamed Summer Games Fest this year, and we went offline. We were cleaning up and shit. And we had the TV on still with like the indies, or the Day of the Devs is what it was called.
Yeah.
That shit looked like so much more interesting than 90% of what they showed at Summer Games Fest. I was like, we should have streamed this, man. Like, we should have done this instead.
What was it that came before that? Because we weren't together for it. We were talking in the Discord about it though. It was another indie showcase, but it was from
not Devolver, someone else though.
No,
I forget.
Fuck.
It might have just been called Indie Showcase.
It's people that you put me onto that you watch, and they had their own indie showcase.
Oh, OTK.
They had some shit on theirs. That was really good.
They're like an org of streamers, and they made like their own game studio where they could fund different like indies and stuff being built in their own game as well. A few of their own games, but they had a lot of really cool indies on their show as well.
Definitely.
But those are that's the news.
Man, those news boys know what they're talking about.
Sure.
Because we totally didn't just do both intro and outro in the same sitting and then the news.
No, we actually cut to the news section and moved all the tables around and everything, and then came back.
Yep.
As inefficient as possible.
Professionally inefficient.
That's a good podcast title.
That is it goes with how the show came on and everything.
Hell yeah.
All right.
There it is. Editor Chris fixed that shit.
Yeah, we stumbled into that. Yeah. All right.
Oh yeah, I played Fall Guys too.
The funnier thing with that, I don't know, it might be a lot of work. You should just cut that in at the very end. That's the last thing you say, and it goes off.
I will do that, yeah. All right, let's do this.
That was the show. Hope you were informed. I hope you were entertained. I hope you learned something about us and yourselves. It was a journey that we all took together.
Correct. I don't know where to go from there. Here comes the shilling part 2. You can follow us on all social media platforms at savebeforequitting on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube.
Titty gang, titty gang.
Get your merch over at savebeforequitting, fully spelled out.com, where you can get some titty gang merch. You can get some nerdy gamer people's merch. I was going to say shit. I was going to say shit, but I stopped myself. And then here we are. What else we got? We got NGP stuff, just straight up NGP. We got the Sonic logo. Mm-hmm. I got to get that hoodie back out once it starts getting cold again.
I'm going to buy that hoodie. I don't think I have that hoodie.
Heat, this bullshit.
It's been nice these last couple of days, though.
Yeah, but then it gets really hot randomly in the middle of the day, and I'm like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, Morning bullshit. And night feels good, though.
Yeah. Morning's great, and then everything sucks.
Damn weather.
Yeah. But you can also join our Discord, where links down there, down in the description, where we got the general chat, where we all talk. We got pod questions, where you can ask us a question on the podcast. We got the weekly pickups, where you can post your nerdy bullshit that you buy with all your monies. You can also post your fitness updates if you're in the gym, like I was previously, but I haven't been.
Listen, we're all making our comebacks, each one step at a time, each one of us.
Kim Kardashian.
What?
Moving forward, you can also email us, savebeforequitting, fully spelled out, at gmail.com. .com with all your questions, comments, concerns, death threats, and all those other things.
Compliments, insults, death threats. We'll take it.
Yeah.
Who are we to not take a death threat?
I mean, that's valid. What else we got?
Kim
Is that
Kardashian.
it? Oh, and then Patreon, where we got 2 extra pockets a month when we actually do things, because life has been kicking us in the fucking ass if we have not hammered that home enough.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, this year has been a year.
This has to be the test. This has to be like the hurdle before, like, oh man, the podcast exploded.
I wouldn't mind that.
Right.
At all. If not either, I'd just like the year to be over as well, too. I'd be fine with that.
This has been it's been a hell of a year.
Been a hell of a year. I went to WrestleMania and then everything went downhill from there. Life has just been like consistently.
Man, got some stories for that Patreon.
Oh yeah. But yeah, you can check that out. Patreon.com/save letter B number before quitting. And do we have anything else to shill?
No, Discord, Patreon, merch. I do think that's it.
That's it.
Follow us everywhere. Like this video, share this video, comment under this video, or audio. If you listen to the audio version, comment under that.
Leave a review.
Yes, please leave a review. Even a negative review. It's all good.
Yeah.
I will respond.
Politely.
Politely, yeah.
You're lucky I'm not, because I was gonna. Ooh.
Yeah, you Xbox boys got really angry on that one episode. But I attacked you with kindness.
And then they never came back. I should have given them some. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I think
I should have given them some Apex Rage.
Yeah. It's a good thing I was on the phone.
2005 Xbox Live Chat type shit.
You sent me the Discord. It's like, yo, they're talking shit in the fucking comments. Have you seen this?
Dude, I was pissed because they were all dumb.
Okay, let me set the table while the show's going off.
Yeah.
Let's
set this table.
Set the table.
Bitches.
But we are not journalists. We're 2 guys who like video games, who stay up on the video game, the media landscape, and then come here and report it to you. I feel like most of the time we're making fun of it.
Yeah, we're not reporters. What are we, wearing suits and ties on a green screen?
Yeah, what do you think this is? Some kind of
News show?
Anyway, but that's the joke. I mean, you ever watched Saturday Night Live? That's the joke. That's the point. But
they're Xbox fans. They don't really have a high IQ, you know.
We're going to hear it for that one.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to give
about
Chris
as many games
the comments to respond to at that point. But yeah, man, we're just 2 guys who like games and talk about them like you would talk to a friend in your basement.
True. And before you talk shit in the comments, you can remember to always
save before quitting. Peace out.
We'll see you next time, you low IQ Xbox player.
Go green.
Oh yeah, I played Fall Guys too.